Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a great day today. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a movie I finally got to see, and it's a movie you're probably all familiar with at this point, and that is Barbie. Now, Barbie has been a pretty hot topic over the last month, maybe a little bit longer, since it came out. So to just hop right into the review, I don't think this movie is particularly good in any way other than the way that the whole design for Barbie Land is pretty neat. What they did with the way that Barbie doesn't have water in the glass that she drinks out of, or her shower, and just all that stuff, and she floats and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call that clever. Like, I don't think it takes a genius to think that one up unless you're making the movie in like 5 seconds instead of 10 seconds. But beyond that, I don't think it's a very funny movie at all, because the whole joke throughout the entire movie is just how over the top everything is, and it doesn't like do anything beyond that. I also think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as Barbie and Ken, they do a pretty good job of being over the top. Yeah, I would say it's a good performance, and also from Will Ferrell as well. Another thing I find odd is it's just really confusing who the target audience for this movie was. With the marketing, as I said, it's not very clear who the target audience for this movie is. They didn't originally, I think, target it towards kids, but they weren't quite emphasizing the PG-13 rating, and then as the movie became closer to coming out, I feel like they didn't emphasize enough that it wasn't for kids. Because I know a lot of people went to the movies as families, so there's probably some confusion there. One thing I find interesting is they're actually making a weird Barbie doll from the character from the movie, even though they already established that this is not a kid's movie. And they did say in the trailer, if you love Barbie, this movie is for you. If you hate Barbie, this movie is for you. Because they do in the movie, they criticize things about Mattel. I feel like they marketed it as this was like a movie for everyone, but it was really a movie for no one. And I actually, while I was at the theater, I made a I don't know if you can read this. It's a laugh counter. All those tallies down there were all the times I laughed. And I mean, I wasn't caught off guard once laughing. There were like a few, probably 3 or 4 things that Will Ferrell said in the movie that I thought were kind of funny. They got me like half of a smirk. And then I also made a quality filmmaking counter, and all those tallies, or every time I just thought something and thought, wow, that's some good filmmaking there. Anyways, this is the second highest grossing film of this year, behind the Mario movie, and it's another one that I feel like so many people went to it because Barbie is this huge franchise that basically everyone is familiar with. The actual story just is not good at all. Just the way the pacing goes and everything. Part of the problem is that nothing in this movie makes sense, because Barbie Land is like real in this world or whatever, and as I said, everything's over the top, and they kind of just play that off as a joke where they can just travel to wherever they want and all that kind of stuff. But they abuse that. They don't just take advantage of that, they abuse that, and that's just lazy, and it's basically cheating. So the whole storyline is not very good. It's also very like political, like as soon as the movie starts and throughout, and you see some of, I think, both sides of the argument, but it's not very clear when it's being sarcastic and not, and it's just kind of confusing, like the message. It just doesn't do a very good job. Another thing about the movie, it just feels pretty forgettable. There's a lot of songs in it that are forgettable, which is probably more of a good thing than a bad thing, because you don't want them to get stuck in your head. And as I said, it's just, I don't really understand any argument that there's anything really good about this movie, because as I said, it's not like entertaining at all. It's not funny, and it doesn't really feel like they even put that much effort into this movie. Another thing I wanted to mention is America Ferrera is in this movie, and she's pretty good at acting when you compare her to whoever was playing the daughter. Being a legal minor is not an excuse to being bad at acting. Like, you don't have to be as good as the kid that played Short Round and Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, and he actually just won an Oscar. Now he's in his 40s, but you do have to be decent. And it kind of reminded me, I was watching Superman 3 the other day, and the kid playing Ricky, or whatever his name is, was like so annoying. I almost died of cringe. A lot of people are talking about the speech she gave in this movie, which is nothing about the speech or the way it's set up. It's not good at all. As I said, I don't think the acting is very strong. They make Katie Holmes and Batman Begins seem like a good actress, which I do like the movie Batman Begins, but not because Katie Holmes is in it. I did see a community post that was brought up. It was actually a prediction of Barbie will make more in one weekend than The Flash made in its entire box office run, which I think turned out to be true. And it also only had half of The Flash's budget, which is also true. It says, though, studios should really focus on making good movies, not just expensive ones. Okay, first of all, to address the elephant in the room, both the Flash movie and the Barbie movie, which I saw both of them this summer, were made by Warner Brothers. So whoever made this community post probably should have done their research. Second of all, I would hope that the Barbie movie would be cheaper to make than the Flash, because they filmed it in one city and then wherever the set was that they filmed the Barbie land. There was 2 locations. And the amount of money a movie makes at box office doesn't mean it's a good film. People who saw the trailers for Barbie and thought it was interesting, a lot of them did not go into it knowing it was going to be that bad. And of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but there are some things where if we just analyze everything, it just doesn't make sense to have a certain opinion on something. A lot of people did not like the Flash movie, and I did a review for that a while back if you want to check it out, but I thought it was a really good movie. Obviously, the lead actor is a criminal. That doesn't mean that the movie is bad, but the CGI is bad, I will say that. But I mentioned Batman Begins earlier. That is a fantastic movie, but the way the fight scenes are shot in that, it is just pretty choppy. It's they make so many cuts, and that's an element of a fantastic movie that I don't like. And I don't think anyone disagrees with that. It's like the CGI in the Flash. It's an element in a fantastic movie that I don't like, but it doesn't stop it from being a fantastic movie. Also, the Flash was pretty emotional too. Barbie, it tried to do something at the end where it's tries to make you feel something, and it's just very poorly executed. Okay, so for the Barbie movie, even if it wasn't political, it's it's not a good movie. It's not funny, it's not entertaining in any way. You don't care about the characters, you don't really care what happens with this plot. So it's a movie where I would say really the only redeeming quality is the way they kind of do Barbie Land with just everything's pink, the costumes, just the visual style. Even Will Ferrell wasn't memorable in this movie. And I really think this was sort of a missed opportunity, because I don't think that in any way this could have been some masterpiece, but it could have been a decent film that was actually for families, where just the premise is Barbie and Ken going into the real world and everything is different. That alone is a good enough premise for a decent movie that could actually be funny. Other than that, I really don't think I have anything else to say. But at the end of the day, this is a movie that I just feel has nothing to offer, and so I just find it weird that anyone would even say it's a decent film. So overall, on the quality scale of 0 to 100, 100 obviously being good and 0 being bad, I'll probably give it a 20%, and that's me being very generous. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Also, my handwriting really isn't that bad, but the movie theater was dark.